Hello, everyone. I thought I'd start a live broadcast just to see if anybody has anything to say because everything that everyone's doing on lives these days is talking about somebody else. And I thought maybe we could do a panel and talk about ourselves. What's wrong with that? Does anyone want to join a live panel?
Me6 said hey at everyone. Dory Colbines just posted a video. Go check it out. YouTube.com.
See, even Discord is calling you. Why not? Why not talk about something that's on your mind? I will say something about somebody else if you want me to. But if you don't want anything, you don't care about anything, then I don't need to talk about anything. So, in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I'm going to see if I can share something on my screen.
That's the way it is. This life's like this. That's the way it is. Chill out, what you yelling for? Lay back, it's all been done before. And if you could only let it be, you would see I like you the way you are. When we're driving in your car and you're talking to me.
So far, no good. So this is what we want. We want to just be able to. Oh my gosh, my phone's ringing. Can you even believe that? No one's watching me, and my phone is ringing. Hi, how you doing? Do you want to come up? Because I'll drop the link. That's cool. I'm just trying to figure out what do people want around here? Do they want arguments? Is that what they is that the goal now? Because it's not my goal. I'm not arguing with anyone. I don't care. Kyle came up yesterday. Well, he came on my panel yesterday, and I thought, wow, everybody knows about me. They know enough to come here and say hi, but they're afraid. They're afraid to talk to me. They're afraid even to come to my um, um, channel because they're afraid that I might say something that could hurt them. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Not anybody. I just want people to be able to come up and talk about how they really feel. Why does it have to be that complicated? Well, where are they then? There are the 4 people that are watching online at Mr. Vloggers, so they can watch him sit around and eat sushi. Is that what we're doing now? Is that what interests people? The 4 people watching? Like, what's your opinion? You say no one's afraid, but no one wants to come here. Why? And, and maybe you don't have an answer for that. I'm not expecting any answers. I'm just trying to figure out what. I'm not sure that's what it is. I'm thinking it's more like, and I get people are maybe really trying hard to do their real life right now, and real life has become a reality because the virus isn't over, but people have less fear, so they're doing more. But I'm not trying to rush people. I'm just trying to ask, why are people so okay? Maybe they're just complacent. Sure, why not? Let's give it that. Let's give it to them. They're complacent, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's it's something that I don't mind doing. But there's people that used to come on live every day. Oh yeah, I wasn't talking about you in particular. I appreciate you coming, but there's people that used to go live every day, and they're not doing that anymore, and I'm wondering why. Like, this is a person I'm thinking about right now that has me blocked, and he blocked me because I refused to join the hate train of Diane's hate train, because honestly, and I'll say 100%, Diane has done nothing wrong and has done more than most people for the community and others, and the place that no one talks about anymore because everyone ruined it because they went after Diane. Yeah, I battle anxiety too. And I'll be honest, my anxiety is probably not as bad as most people's. My anxiety is more like PSTD. Is that the right word? Yeah, because of my son, like being um, held captive in my home for 10 years. caused some PSTD from my son who PTSD, right? From my son who was suffering from schizoaffective disorder. It's a very difficult thing to deal with, and he had a lot of love for me and me for him, but his illness caused him to physically hurt me many times. Plus, yeah, and yeah, he also he was like the Rain Man. If you he had a lot of respect for Robin Williams and the Rain Man, and he really truly was a Rain Man. Like when I first moved to Las Vegas with him to try to seek help for him, he used to try and make me memorize things, and I thought he would like blurt out like really long paragraphs and ask me to repeat them to him. And I would try to do it, and I knew I wouldn't be able to, but I'd do my best. And I would think, well, he can't repeat that exactly the way he said it. And he would over and over and over again for days on end until I memorized the whole thing. And I can't even remember one word of it now. But, yeah, that's what kids with schizoaffective affective disorder have Rain Man qualities, and except that they feel that their determination is to help the people they love by teaching the things that they know. And when you wouldn't accomplish it, he would feel like I wasn't his real mom. I wasn't the real person. That it's very complicated. And so when I see all these people, and this is what I talked about yesterday, all these people talking about being a protected class, they have no idea what real people that have to deal with people like them go through. I'm not trying to say they're bad people. I'm just trying to say that I don't have any of the things. I have no protection. I'm just an ordinary person. And these are the things that people want to talk about. And no one really cares about what real people have to go through. And I'm not saying you're not real. All I'm saying is that don't look for reasons to protect yourself when you have nothing. Nobody's going after you. If you have a child that's suffering from a disorder like this, you're the one suffering, not the child. You're not protected, the child is. So, no, my son's dead now. He died of an overdose. Well, or asphyxiation. People that have severe schizophrenia tend to self-medicate, and maybe he was suicidal. I'll never know. I'm just like, I can't even believe that nobody cares about any of this stuff. And the people that are, I don't know. It's bad. It's bad for me to have to watch because I care about all these people. And I hope they don't self-harm. I hope they don't do anything to hurt themselves. I know I won't, but nobody wants to talk about it. Everyone's afraid. And I feel like they're afraid of me because I know so much. I have none of the things. I have no degrees. I have nothing. I just have my experience in life. Yeah, well, no, it's not extra hard, but in a sense it is, because I feel like I'm going against the people that have helped me in real life today. And I don't want to feel like a sneaky person. It's just, I don't even know. But I watch all these people, and I don't want them to be fighting with each other because they don't understand that they are only fighting with the people that are like them, the same as them. And I don't know. I'm just I'm just so upset about it. Okay, I'll hang on because I almost want to shut this down, but I need to talk to somebody who cares about people that are suffering from mental illness. And I'm not one of them. I'm not. I just, when I see them struggling and being smug and trying to be the best and doing the most when they should be doing the least, I can't anymore. Feel like they're, I don't even know. I'm going to try and share my screen again. I'm going to try it one more time while I'm waiting for you to come back.
Leaves are falling all around. Time I was on my way. Thanks to you, I'm much obliged. Such a pleasant stay. But now it's time for me to go. The autumn moonlights my way. But now I feel the rain, and with it pain, and it's heading my way. Sometimes I grow so tired, but I know it's one thing I got to do. I'm see myself. I'm going I've no time to spread it. The time has come to be gone.
Can you?
Hi,
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me okay? I only have one earbud in.
I can hear you fine. I'm so upset.
Okay, tell me. Okay, tell me about it.
You know, I've been listening to all these people fighting for a long time, and everybody does it, and it's all cool. But it's like, I feel like they're afraid of me because I use logic and have experience in mental illness, not my own, but my son who died, and nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear that people actually die from mental illness. But it makes me mad that people with mental illness are trying to like group together and hurt channels on YouTube. And it sounds stupid, I know, but it really hurts because I remember when my son was 18 and he discovered YouTube then. That was a long time ago. And he was just starting to become, like schizoaffective disorder is progressive. So it doesn't start until they're like in their 20s. So when he was 18, he was like, you have to do this YouTube, Mom. It's really cool. And I'm like, I don't know. And then he would tell me things like, oh, uh, look, people have put me on this website and I'm one of America's most wanted terrorists. And I'd look at the website and there would literally be a picture of my son with
Oh my
a fake,
God.
yeah, with a fake name, like, let's just say some Middle Eastern name. And I
Uh-huh.
would look at him and I'd say, look, you know who you are and I know who you are. So
Mm-hmm.
we know this is a fake website. So I don't want you to worry about this. Nobody cares, right?
Yeah.
That's what nobody cares about. The fake
I
websites. Yeah, but okay, go ahead.
I don't I don't think, well, first of all, I want to say I don't think anybody's afraid of you. And I I like people who use logic. That's that's part of the reason why we like you. That and your sense of humor.
But I really feel like people are afraid of me because I'm not, if I call you out, it's not because I don't like you. I call you out because it's funny. That's
I
how,
agree with that.
that's how I look at it. And I feel like nobody wants to come here because they're afraid I might do something to hurt the average person. But I'm not after the average person. I'm after the average asshole.
I think
And
I I think what you're saying is completely unfounded. And I hate that you have this stuck in your head because it's not true. It's just not true. And we need that thought has to change. And
well, I I know that, but how I'm feeling is like, well, I thought, well, I'll just go online on Sundays when nobody else is going live,
mhm,
and nobody wants to come. That's fine. I'm okay with that. If nobody wants to show up, Sundays maybe a hard day for other people, but I don't want to. I don't want to bully myself into the position of other people where they're going live on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the evenings because
uh-huh,
that's popular time, of course.
uh-huh,
you know so I'm not here to try and take lives away from people.
right,
I just want to be here so that people that don't normally talk on a channel might have an opportunity to have something to say, because literally there's hundreds of thousands of people that watch all of these drama lives,
right.
and they never say anything because I feel like they don't want the what is it that uh, what's the you know what I'm talking about. I know you know.
They don't want your smoke?
Mine or anybody else's.
I I
but
really
but I literally have no smoke, and that's why I'm hurt, because I feel like I have no smoke at all for anybody, not one
I don't
person.
I don't think you do either. I really just think it's just going to take some time. I really like the idea that it's really open for people who don't normally go on panels and just want to talk about something else,
And
you
I let them
know?
talk all over me. I mean, I have no problem with that.
Uh-huh.
That's what I like about it. It's like I can invite someone on a panel who normally wouldn't like go on panel because they don't feel safe or able to talk on other
Yeah,
panels. And that's the key point for me. It's like they feel like they can't talk because they're not interesting enough for that person. Everybody's
right.
interesting to me.
Right.
Everybody. And I love what they have to say, and I love them to join me. And I don't understand why people are afraid to
What
be
it's
here.
our let's promote it that way then. I
That's I really tried to do that in the beginning, but yeah, it kind of fell flat. And I thought, okay, let me just do some panels on what's wrong with the drama of YouTube. Like, what are the crimes of the drama? And that's where I got all caught up in feeling it in my own feels because my son died and
Mm-hmm.
had mental illness. And there's
Yep.
all these people around talking about, well, I'm a protected class because I have a mental illness and blah, blah, blah. Well, look how protected my son was. You know, you come and tell me how he felt when he died because I understand how you feel. You feel like you have to be right. That's how he felt because he had schizoaffective disorder, and part of the disorder is extreme narcissism,
Yeah.
and the need to feel right. And if you don't think I understand that, I do.
Oh, I think you understand it. Do you see that Mike popped his little head in here? Hi, Mike.
Oh, Mike, are you going to come up? Are you going
He.
to help me out here because I'm a travesty.
You are
I
not.
am. I'm literally.
You are not.
He
I think.
said AAA. That's Automobile Association. Talking about. Stop it. Now, you know, like my whole thing has been about trying to understand other people's needs and and why they are the way they are and what
Yeah.
and what's really going on in YouTube and specifically YouTube because all of these other platforms are just kind of like mishmash. But YouTube is very specific to channels, to what you say, to what you do, everything. And
Yeah.
I feel like I can't leave you. I keep looking at Mike's comment and I'm like, I can't believe you said that. Did you know, Mike? I'm going to say something to Mike right now because he's at an AAA meeting.
I hope he's listening because he said he can't listen.
Well, he'll listen later.
Oh, okay.
But I remember when my husband, who I left a long time ago, but we're still married, um, he said, I would bring you to one of my AAA meetings, but he only used two A's. But it's a place where I like to bitch about you.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't have to take me. I don't care. Like what? Look at people don't even understand my life and what I've been through, and how empathetic I really am, and how much I really care about people and their struggles. But yeah, that's what I was told. So one day he decided. He said, "Okay, I want you to go to this Al-Anon." I don't know what he was up to. He was up to something. And I was like, I don't have to go. It doesn't matter. He goes, no, I really want you to go. And he went on and on about this damn Al-Anon meeting. And I've been to many
Okay.
before.
Okay.
So
this was a
he was
specific.
very specific about this one location. And I had to go. And he said,
Okay.
I'll even drop you off. So he drops me off at this location. Hi, Crime Canary. So he drops me off at this location, and I walk in, and I'm like, this doesn't look like an Al-Anon meeting. Because there's like all these dudes in there that look like bikers and shit, right?
Uh-huh.
I can see, it's all glass, right? I can see through into the room.
Okay.
And he goes, no, it is, really it is. And then he just runs away. So I walk in.
Said you.be.
So I walk into this meeting, and it's not an Al-Anon meeting, it's an AA meeting. And I said, look, I'm not in AA, but anyway, this is how scrupulous people with narcissism are. They're like, they control everything you do and everything.
Hi,
Hey, Crop,
ladies. Hey, you guys. Good to see
do you
you.
want to come up and join? Because I am like having a total meltdown here and I need some help from anybody that's willing. I'm going to drop a link because seriously, I can't anymore with these people. I've tried so hard.
So what do you want? What I don't think I'm clear on what you're wanting. Um, I get the part about people who talk about being a protective class and really overusing that and that kind of thing. But is there something like specific that happened?
No, it
Oh,
really
okay.
isn't like, I guess the specific things that are happening to me right now, trying, I'm trying to protect myself from adverse situations in real life. And my kids have finally stepped in and said, okay, we can sign a power of attorney. I'm like, yeah, let's do that because I can't cope with all that's going on. And I feel
Okay.
responsible. If anything goes wrong and everything I've done to do for my kids. So if anything
Okay.
goes wrong, I feel like I've done something wrong to my children. So, they're taking control over that and stuff. But in the meantime, I've been watching YouTube and I'm thinking there's a weird silence going on. Like people say something and then they just suddenly, oh, I'm not available anymore. Like they're taking a break. And
Yeah.
I understand summer's coming up, but I feel like nobody wants to step in, and I'm trying really hard to step in, and nobody wants to
Oh,
join.
okay. Okay. I see. Okay. This is making a little bit more sense to me now. Um, so I can just say for me, I'm I just finished watching the Grinstead trial, and I'm following Summerwell's drama, and I'm following the Delphi case, um, and the Ukraine war occasionally. And so, like, that's what I do to fill my time, when no one's live. And you're right, there is this void that didn't used to be there. Um, and people aren't going live like they used to, it seems.
Like
Um,
I feel like I'm willing to step up into the
yeah.
void because a lot of channels have been canceled, a lot of stuff has gone on, and it was
Mhm.
like I don't know, 2 or 3 months when people were saying we need more people going live. But why are you afraid to come here then? Why are you not coming?
I
This
I don't think people are afraid. I wish I could change that language for you. I just don't. I just want you to give it some time. Just
I feel like, yeah, I will continue to go live, but I'm
okay,
just
good.
really strongly feeling like people. Okay, maybe I'm. I don't want to take YouTube so seriously, but I think, in a sense, I am taking it seriously because so many people have been canceled and had their channels taken that I feel like somebody has to say, okay, well, I haven't really done anything to get my channel taken away, so why don't I try and help people feel like they still have a place to be, a place to chat, a place to watch on
Yep.
YouTube? And
Yeah.
that's all I really want to do. But I feel like because I have this like sarcasm and um, I've
It's
made fun of people over time. I
look,
didn't
it's
mean to
not
hurt
that.
anyone.
That is like your most endearing quality. Are you kidding me? People aren't afraid of that. We love you, Dory. Just-
I'm like,
I think
I'm
it
like,
needs to be, and you are taking it personally, and I probably would too, but I don't think it's not as personal as you're taking it. I think we need to do a better
well,
job
I'm just
of
like, what?
promoting it.
I'm not really offended by nobody showing up. That's not the thing. I
Oh,
just
it
feel
sounded
hurt
like
that nobody heard the cry, and except for me, and nobody else cares.
it. Well, that may be. I mean, people may, I can't speak for anybody, but maybe people are just happy that no one's, fighting right now and they're taking some time, you know?
No,
I
but
mean,
people
there's a
are
lot of,
fighting. People are
well,
fighting. If I go out there and look, I'll see people. I don't. See, this is where I get a problem, is that I don't want to say the names. There's only a couple names I will say, and they're the obvious ones, but there's some of the people that are underlying that are still fighting, still just
Well,
going on and
yeah.
on and on with stuff. And I'm not going to bring them up because they are the ones that go on and on with stuff. So,
Okay.
you know, I can't,
Yeah.
I can't, I can't, that's why I'll only bring up people like Natasha, Molly Golightly, Mommy
Yep.
Ramblings. These people, they have their telenovelas going on, but they're not literally fighting with a single person, like day in and
Right.
day out, like
Right.
like in insanity, whatever.
Right.
And there's so many of them like that are doing that still, and I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to like give someone a place to go that isn't like that, and they can talk about everybody else if they want to. I don't care if they talk about these people. They can come on my panel and talk about them. It's fine. I
Well,
just
that
don't want to
sounds
say their
great.
name, right? So why aren't they doing it? Why are they so afraid to come
I
over here
don't
and
know.
say blah 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 blah?
I
I
don't
know they
know.
know who I am. Like literally, I've been chatting and being around here for longer than dirt. Why are they just afraid to come over here and say what's on their mind? And there's a few people that have brought up things, and I was grateful, that they did
Yeah.
on my channel. Not, but they were still, talking about people that I don't mind bringing up myself because they're just, like they're a little bigger than us and they don't really care about us. So it's fine.
Right.
I'm good with that. I want to bring up the people that aren't that big, that are just, but not me personally. People that haven't are just so irritated by them they have to say something. That's all. They don't have to have a personal grudge with them or anything. Just talk about like,
Well, can we talk about Sarah then?
sure, of course you can.
Okay. Okay. Well, first I want to say, did you see what Crime Canary said? She said there's a shift happening, in her opinion, around
Okay,
here. There's like a shift,
that's possible because I'm never involved or enlightened about any shifts or friends or anything like that. I have
I think it's
no.
just no, I think it's just organic. I just think it's an organic thing. There's
Okay,
like
so talk
not
to me about Sarah because I
okay.
have like a lot of thoughts about that.
Do you? Okay. Well, my thoughts are first I want to say, well, you know about addiction, Dory. So you know how the disease is complete insanity, right?
Yeah.
Well, I find a lot of humor in that. I didn't.
Well,
I did it when
most
I
of us
was
do.
using. You're right, because it's completely insane. So when I started going to AA, I mean literally like the first 2 or 3 times I went.
Not AAA like Mike goes to.
No, Mike goes to AAA.
Yeah, right.
That's where
Like
he finds
something
his
to do with his
peace.
car.
Yeah,
What was that about?
yeah, he's dealing with cars. That's where he finds his peace. Um, and immediately I started laughing. Like, when you go, like the first time, maybe you don't know this, but like first time you go in, and it was just like an open meeting, and I was like, when I started hearing people talk, they were laughing at themselves, like the way they think. You know how completely irrational it is and doesn't make
Okay,
any
I want
sense.
to do full disclosure about myself then.
Okay.
I have none of the things, but I've been to AA, Narcanon, um, uh, what's that one, the codependent one that I should go
Al-Anon.
to? Al-Anon. I've been to all the things, but I have none of the things.
Right.
Well, I
Right.
have Al-Anon, but
You have the
literally two
Al-Anon.
people showed up at that meeting, and then they said, "Well, we're going to close this down." I'm like, oh, great. So we're not important enough.
That's too bad because really working the steps is what the difference. And
And I have been to many of the meetings. I understand the steps, and I know the Serenity Prayer, and I know what steps need to be taken. And literally, one woman from my past, far in my past, like from when I was like 17, reached out to me on Facebook and apologized to me.
that happened to me too.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, because she thought I was cheating. I was cheating on her, like with her boyfriend, right? And she was
Uh-huh.
accusing me. She almost beat me up over it, and it
Mm.
was literally never happened. And then I said, "Well, no, it never happened." And then she said, "Well, he's still a cheater." It's like, okay, okay. And so I just
Well,
never had any contact with her again because she was still angry about it. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I just want to, I just want to clarify me saying that I think it's funny before anybody gets super pissed at me. But I do think our behavior is funny. And once you start getting insane about it, right? It's like, oh my God, why do we think so strange? And when I watch Sarah and I can see all that insanity, all
Yeah.
that complete insanity.
She's an open
And
book, really. She totally is. You can see everything about her when you watch her channel.
well, yeah, when
You
she, I
really
mean,
can. You'd
it's
have
a,
to be blind not to see what was going on with her. But I
absolutely.
can't process her brain thoughts
Oh, I can.
because I
Unfortunately,
have none of the things, though. That's why I can't.
right. Well, everything is about protecting the disease when you're in the disease. Everything is about protecting the disease. And so, and it's not even something that you do consciously, right? It's a physiological problem. It's a physiological disease with a spiritual solution. And so the denial is has to be there
26 said, hey
to
at
continue
everyone.
using.
Bombshell Reloaded just posted a video.
Oh,
Go check
goodness.
it out.
So
Bombshell's
weird.
going live, I guess.
YouTube.com.
She must be going against me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
probably. No, it's just the denial. And but also what happens is as long as there are a few. Now, first, you have people who just don't know better, right? Because they've never been around it. We can forgive them as long as they're quick learners. But the other idiots, for God's sakes, as long as she can fool a few people that will enable her so she
Yeah, she
can,
only needs a couple, 2 or
yes, she
3.
only needs a couple, and she only needs a few who are willing to give her money
Right.
to feed.
That's her whole goal of going live. That's the only goal she has.
Right. And she said it, didn't she? I mean, she said it. Even though she said the other day that she, would like to have some money for Daniel for his graduation. Um,
Okay, well,
okay, but
okay,
probably not at this time should anybody be sending Sarah money.
here's the thing. She says things like, I'm not asking for money for my computer, which might be absolutely true because she could give a fuck about her computer right now. And that's not
Right.
why she's asking for money. But it makes it sound like she needs money for a computer. And do you see what
Right.
I see the underlying
Absolutely.
problem here? The underlying problem is no, she's not asking for money for her computer. That's her truth, and she's telling the truth because that's not what she wants money for. But she's implying
Right.
she needs money. It's just horrible.
Right. Right. And look at
It's
so
horrible that people think that giving her some money is going to help her with her channel. It's not nothing to do with her. She can go.
right.
She'll go. This girl will go live if she's laying in a ditch somewhere, uh, uh, in like half a foot of water. It's freezing cold, and she's still got some data on her cell phone. Are
Right.
you are you getting me? Like
I
that's
am. Listen, if I relapse, okay, if I relapse, I'm going to be probably doing similar behavior, okay?
and
Except I won't be
I
asking for
wouldn't
money
blame you
because
because
that's,
you're doing what you have to do. I get it.
yeah, but I would, that's just one area that that probably would not happen. But other than that, you know, I thank God all the time that YouTube wasn't around when I was using. But I'm telling you, if I relapse, it's going to be, except I'm going to think I'm really funny, you know, and I'm going to be really loud and obnoxious more so than I am daily. And it's going to get old fast. And then, I'll start crying and then I'll get really mad. So, but
And
I'll probably end up doing it live because I would
here's
think that's a
the
great
thing.
idea.
Here's the thing. I have nothing against Sarah. I feel full empathy for her situation.
Sure.
Her
Oh,
situation isn't what might happen to her computer or her home
that's
or
right.
her husband. My empathy lies with what could happen to her life over,
That's right.
you know, and that's what's making me cry right now because my son died of an
Yeah.
overdose,
Yep.
you know,
Sarah
and
almost died of an overdose a little
well,
while back.
she says she did. I don't know if she did or not. Like
That's a good
maybe that
point.
was just a good story. I don't know. We
Good
don't know.
point. You're right. That's a good point. You're right. We don't know.
You know, that's why when she started talking about that, I was like, no, no, look, no, stop.
Yeah.
Everything is about getting high for her. Everything. That's
Yeah.
her everything right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know why her husband is with her or if he isn't with her right now. She
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's the issue that's happening in her life that's really a problem.
No, no, you're right. The issue is her addiction, and it is a life and death situation,
It
and
is.
she, jails, institutions, and death, and people die with this disease all the time. There's only like 1% of people who make it.
And
It's
the
terrible.
key for me is when people see her going live when she's high,
Mm-hmm.
that's a real problem because she's high already and she's still looking for the next one.
Yes.
And that's what's scary to me. And that's what makes me cry. And that's what makes me feel like, like, I feel like everyone should just, like, they don't show up at my channel. Do that to her and see how that feels.
Right.
Maybe we can make a
Right.
change that way. But it doesn't hurt me if nobody, I mean, it doesn't hurt me that nobody shows up for me. What hurts me is that people show up for her and it keeps her
Okay.
going.
Right.
It keeps her going. And that's why I'm glad you brought her up specifically because that's one person that she's not reaching for. She doesn't want health right now. She hasn't reached her
No.
rock bottom. I don't know what will, but she's got all these people that are either enabling or waiting to get really hurt when something does happen.
Right.
I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
And then we've got other people with mental illness, which is
Yeah.
fine, and they're coping, but they're still wrong in what they say. And they're gaslighting all their other friends that have mental illness into believing that you should hurt other channels. Now that doesn't make sense, you know.
That's true. There are
So
going to be people who flock together. I mean, I'm sure you feel like I do that you probably had no idea there were this many insane people in the world until you came to YouTube,
no,
you
no,
know?
actually, I came to YouTube with the attitude I hate everyone equally.
Oh,
So no, I never had that
that's pretty
problem.
good.
And
I
maybe
was
that's
pretty
because
shocked.
I don't have any of the things.
Yeah.
And I do understand I brought myself down here to the bottom just to check things out and to see what goes on. But I still, because I had a son that died,
Yeah.
because he has a mental illness and he did drugs. Um, that maybe something I could say could help somebody.
Mhm.
Like, because I've gone with the belief that if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. So I
Yeah.
don't want to ignore it. I really don't. But I also feel like there's a lot of people that are really afraid to talk because they're afraid that their channel's going to be taken down. And that's a real feeling for
Hmm.
people,
I'm not.
you know.
Yeah, I guess I'm not hearing that from people, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
And the other thing that occurred to me when I came to YouTube was there's a lot of Australians out there that really hate Americans. And they, I don't know, hate them or they're jealous or what it is, but they come and they love stirring the pot, and that's their thing. Let's just go and cause trauma in America.
Yeah, well, they don't have to worry about being doxxed.
Right, that's their goal. That's what's really
Let's
going on.
let's stir
And,
pot in America. Can
and
I read something that I was gonna actually ask Sin? Sin, are you okay? Sorry, I'm behind a minute. I wanted to read this to Sin today, but I didn't have time. But I obviously made time to come on this panel. So
you sure
can I?
did. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Do you mind if I read this? It's called Letting Go of Those Not in Recovery because
Please
Sin
do that. It would mean a
okay.
lot to me.
Okay. This is from my favorite book, The Language of Love, Letting Go by Melanie Beatty. She's has great Al-Anon stuff. She's the queen of Al-Anon literature. It says, we can go forward with our life and recoveries, even though someone we love is not yet recovering. Picture a bridge. On one side of the bridge, it is cold and dark. We stood there with others in the cold and darkness, doubled over in pain. Some of us developed an eating disorder to cope with the pain. Some drank. Some used other drugs. Some of us lost control of our sexual behavior. Some of us obsessively focused on addicted people's pain to distract us from our own pain. Many of us did both. We developed an addictive behavior and distracted ourselves by focusing on other addicted people. We did not know there was a bridge. We thought we were trapped on a cliff. Then some of us got lucky. Our eyes opened by the grace of God because it was time. We saw the bridge. People told us what was on the other side: warmth, light, and healing from our pain. We could barely glimpse or imagine this, but we decided to start the trek across the bridge anyway. We tried to convince the people around us on the cliff that there was a bridge to a better place, but they wouldn't listen. They couldn't see it. They couldn't believe. They were not ready for the journey. We decided to go alone because we believed and because people on the other side were cheering us onward. The closer we got to the other side, the more we could see and feel that what we had been promised was real. There was light, warmth, healing, and love. The other side was a better place. But now there is a bridge between us and those on the other side. Sometimes we may be tempted to go back and drag them over with us, but it cannot be done. No one can be dragged or forced across this bridge. Each person must go at his or her own choice when the time is right. Some will come, some will stay on the other side. The choice is not ours. We can love them, we can wave to them, we can holler back and forth. We can cheer them on as others cheered us and encouraged us, but we cannot make them come over with us. If our time has come to cross the bridge, or if we have already crossed and are standing in the light and warmth, we do not have to feel guilty. It is where we are meant to be. We do not have to go back to the dark cliff because another's time has not yet come. The best thing we can do is stay in the light because it reassures others that there is a better place. And if others ever do decide to cross the bridge, we will be there to cheer them on. The end.
And you know what? I hope Sarah makes it cross that bridge one day. She's not even close. She's not even out of her, like, she's not even out of off the breakfast table. She's still
I
at
know.
breakfast, you know, and
Well, you know
expecting.
what's right. And what's really interesting is she's crossed the bridge before.
Well,
And
if you believe what she tells you,
yes, that's true.
I
That's
don't
true.
know what to believe anymore.
But
I
you're right.
like I've always kept an open mind about believing people in recovery because, regardless of what they're going through, I have been around people that are alcoholics, you know, all the things.
Yeah.
Because I've done all the things to be supportive. So I have some knowledge of this, but I have never been around someone that's claimed to be in recovery. None of the people that I have been involved with have ever been actually in recovery or even said that
Yeah.
they were. So when I
Yeah.
hear someone say that they are in recovery, I want to believe the best in them and hope that
Yeah.
they make it. You know, that's all I can say about that. There's, I just don't understand. I just really feel like people fear me, and I'm not like the monster that they think I am.
Well, I'm just going to tell you that is just delusional at this point. It just is. It's not true. It's just not true. And
But
it and
it has to be
you're
something. There has to be some reason why people. I'm just going to say, okay, so people are avoiding me. You know, it's pretty obvious people are avoiding me for a
you see,
reason.
you said you're taking it not you said you weren't taking it personally, but I think you
It's not.
are. I
It's
think
not
you're
personal. I really want to make a difference, but I'm frustrated, not delusional.
yeah.
I'm frustrated because I feel like the people that I've been in contact with really
Mhm.
don't want anything to change. Not about the drama or anything like that, but about their real life. Their real life, and I do understand real life couldn't be more difficult than YouTube life, a lot more. So, but in order for their real lives to change, they might have to do something or find out something about themselves. And maybe they can, say that on YouTube.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I,
that's true. That's a true statement.
well, but I could be wrong also. Like maybe there is nothing to say on YouTube. Crime
I
Canary
mean, I
says
don't
that
know that it has to be said on
energy.
YouTube, but I like the part about
Well, sometimes people can't talk in their real life with other people about what's really going on. It's just too hard for them to do it. Like
mhm.
I guess I'm opening up. I'm opening out loud so people don't have fear of that, of really opening up. Because listen, I don't care what kind of struggles you're going through. Believe me, the struggles that I've gone through are things that nobody wants to go through. And I'll still open up and talk about them, about the deaths of my children, talk about the feelings I've had about people that are struggling in sobriety and the struggle that I've had with that because I don't share their problems, but I want to help. I don't even know. I don't even know what to
Mm,
tell people about that because it goes deep with me about people struggling in sobriety. It really does. It
yes.
matters.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, You know, I'm terribly worried about Sarah. I had my tears. Um, you know, I did do some grieving about that. And
The problem is that, because I don't know why Sarah is an addict. I have no, like, I know there's things that happened in her life that caused it, but I don't know the reasons why that it continues with her. I don't understand those reasons, but I do understand that when you have hope for somebody and it goes on for years and then you lose hope because they pass on.
mhm,
It's pretty devastating.
yes, yes. Let's terrible
Like
grief.
I'm actually very grateful for all those people that are in recovery that
Mhm.
want to spend any time with me at all, because maybe I am just an asshole, whatever.
You're not.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm impressed if a person that's in recovery deems me that worthy to them.
Well, I'm in recovery and you're that worthy to me. I
Well,
know
but you've
someone
always
else
been
who's in
worthy to me too.
I know someone else that's in recovery that deems you worthy. I know another person in recovery that deems you worthy. There's probably more. As a matter of fact, I'm sure there are.
Like I have to understand that, like, a lot of people that are in this neighborhood, if we're going to call it that,
Mm-hmm.
have struggled with sobriety,
Yep.
and they may have some jealousy towards me because I haven't. I have no struggle with sobriety.
Lord have Dory, let me tell you, you are making things up in your head that do not exist. Your head is a dangerous neighborhood and you should not go in there alone.
And that's why I'm saying, why aren't there people here with me? Am I the only one that doesn't struggle with sobriety, that is capable of, like, hanging out with people that are in recovery? Am I the only one? I can't
I,
be.
Dory, I barely even know what you're talking about. Honestly, that I don't know where these thoughts are coming from. They're just not true. Something is lying to you. Something's lying to you, and it's not true. Look at the people in your chat now. Jen just told you she's in recovery. Bug is here. Winky's here. Crime Canary wants more chill chats and laughs, which is what I think you were going for in the first
and,
place.
I, and I don't mind doing that too. Like, I have no problem doing that too. I want everything on my channel. I want everything and nothing.
Yeah, right. It's like the Seinfeld show. It's a show about
Right.
nothing.
A show about nothing. This is the show, and we're just here, doing the show,
Right.
whatever happens.
We're the show.
Right. So, and my pet peeve is me laughing when there's something to laugh about. Oh my gosh, and I'm doing that.
No, listen, you have a great sense of humor. And I've seen people tell you that in chats all the damn time.
I know they
So,
do, and I shouldn't
yeah,
intimidate them that way. They
no
should
one
feel
is
like they're just as funny as
intimidated.
I am.
I'm about to give up on you. No one's intimidated. No one's intimidated. You're not that tough, girl. You're
Okay.
funny and smart and logical, except for right now.
I guess if people really knew what was going on in my real life, they would understand.
Well, that may be true. That may be true because I think
Yeah.
something's leaking out. That
Right.
yeah, something's leaking,
And
and that happens.
it's not all that. It's just a matter of communication. Like, having to deal with people that are, like kind of shady,
Hmm.
It's not easy. It's like, okay, let me give you a situation. Like, if I'm in a situation where I'm the sober one and everyone else is an addict,
Hmm.
and they're hovering around me for what? Because I'm not going to take their drugs? Is that why? Like, I don't know how to explain it in layman's terms, in reality, in real life, when you're that person that everyone knows doesn't partake, but they all do. And they, what, I don't know. It's like I'm dealing with 100 Sarahs in my real life.
Are you safe right now, Dory?
Yeah, I'm safe. The thing that's really fortunate is that my children are not addicts, the ones that are still living,
Okay.
and they're ready to take care of me in every way
Okay.
possible.
Are
So I don't
people
have these.
taking things? Are people
Pardon?
taking things from you?
Uh, I'm not sure. Let's put it
Okay.
that way.
Okay.
So I'm in a position where, okay, I'm 66 years old. I'm in a position where I need some help for my kids, and they're stepping in right now. In fact, in the last
Uh-huh.
couple of days.
Good.
And they were like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me before?" Like, literally, I've told them for 4 years I need help with these things, and they're like going on with their lives, like, don't do, didn't take it seriously. But now they are, and that's fine. So I guess maybe that's part of why I feel like I can be more emotional now online,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because before that
That
I
makes
had to be
sense.
very stoic. I had to be very stoic because I didn't know if anyone would ever help me. If you
Whatever
hear what
position you're in, can you get away from it?
oh yeah, I can, and it's just everything's so awkward. It's just weird,
Okay.
awkward stuff that I can't like. That's when you say the serenity prayer. It's like,
Yeah.
God grant me the, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's things that I cannot change. I just hope I didn't screw up bad, and things didn't come into fruition soon enough.
Okay.
Right? Things may already have gone wrong that I don't know about, but hopefully not. That's all.
Okay.
So, but now my kids are going to take control, so I don't have to worry about that crap. Because
That's
literally today, I couldn't even stand up. My back was hurting so much, I couldn't even stand up. And my daughter's calling me 15 times, and this is, and I need this and this. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Everything's fine. That's great. That's great. Do that. Do that. And she's like, not understanding that I just want her to take control of my whole life. I don't even
uh-huh.
care, you know, because but I don't want her to think that I'm incapable of anything. I'm still capable. I'm still, you know, physically capable. I just today was a bad day for my back, like that doesn't
Yeah.
happen very often. It's not something that I don't have chronic pain and need drugs for it every single day. No, I'm not that person. I have none of the things. I really
Yeah.
don't, and my back is feeling better now. It's just it it's just difficult when you get older to explain that really it is better if your kids take over all your stuff.
Yeah. That back pain causes anxiety too, doesn't
Yeah,
it? That's what
yeah,
mine does. Yeah.
I think that's what caused it, and also in the last 2 weeks lost half of my head of hair, like
Okay.
literally.
Yeah. You got some
I know it's
serious shit going.
stress and anxiety because,
Mm-hmm.
well, partly what caused it was because of the pandemic, and I'm a landlord. That's my job. That I have had no income because nobody wants to pay rent anymore because of the
That's right.
pandemic. So all I have is the property, and I still have to pay the taxes. I still have to pay my own utilities, and I'm getting no money for 2 years.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
was very stressful, and that's where I needed my kids to take over and say, okay, whatever happens, because emotionally it's been very difficult.
Yes. I can only imagine.
So, like if I say, I had peanut butter for dinner today, that's because that's all I had, because that's what happens to a landlord during a pandemic when you
Yep.
have no income. All your income goes to your utilities and your taxes, and you have no money left over.
Yep. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's great it's great for the economy. Great for you guys. And you know what? There is going to be an end to this for me. For me, there will. I don't know. Like a lot of people lost everything,
Yeah.
and I can
Well,
be very
you lost a
grateful.
lot too.
No, I haven't lost anything. Not yet. I could lose
Okay.
everything, but I haven't lost anything because I stayed quiet and I didn't complain. You know. But yeah, I saw many people lose everything during the pandemic, and I thought, if I lose anything, I'm not losing anything. My children are losing something. So that's why I wanted them to take control of this whole situation, because it's
I
ridiculous.
see.
What the pandemic has done to people is just beyond the pale.
Yes, that
It's
is
way
true.
worse than that. What was it? I don't even know what to call it, but back in the early 2000s, when everyone lost all their properties to the banks, they all went into
Yeah, like
foreclosure.
2007
Yeah, when
ish.
that
Yeah,
when that
something.
happened, like that was really devastating too. It's very similar to what's happening to people that own property now.
Y- Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a harsh reality of what we're going through. But my whole thing about going live right now wasn't really about that. I mean, that's probably why I was emotional, but what I'm really wanting to go live about is the fact that nobody really cares about other people around here. Like, if you say you care about Sarah, and a lot of people care about Sarah, believe it. Sarah doesn't
Yeah,
care.
no one wants her to die.
But Sarah doesn't care about Sarah.
Well,
Sarah is so sad to me that she doesn't care about herself. I can't even like imagine to be in her position. I care more about myself, and I don't care about my things at all. Do you hear
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
I haven't lost anything yet. Nothing. I'm fine. Nothing's happened to me. But I don't have to get high today to feel. I don't know how they feel, Alex. I don't have to
Right.
get high today. I don't ever have to get high any day. I
Well,
don't know how to feel about that when other people do have to, and they.
why are you taking on other people? What do you mean you don't know how to feel that when other people feel that?
Well,
You need to go back to Al-Anon. I love you so much that I want you to go back to Al-Anon.
I'm looking at her journey, and I'm seeing how, at some point, her daughter was talking to her, and now apparently not. Like, it wasn't enough. Her grandchild was not enough. Her
Nope, it's
daughter was
not
not
enough.
enough. Nothing
Nope.
is enough for her.
No, it's not just her. It's not just her. It's the
Yeah,
disease. As a matter of
we,
fact,
I get that.
someone very close to me told me that the disease was stronger than their love for me. And at
Exactly.
first, I was devastated, right? Because it seemed like a choice, but it's not a choice.
It's
It's
not.
like,
I know it's not a choice. That's what breaks
yeah,
me up so much, because I've
right.
I've refused to get involved while she's been live streaming high,
Yeah,
or trying to get high, either one.
right,
Uh,
right.
And
Well,
then
she'll just
she hurt
delete
me,
you anyway.
and well, she would. But the thing was that I never participated, and she took my wrench, and so I felt
Yeah,
like, okay, she's noticed that I haven't participated. She
yeah,
noticed that. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. whatever. There's nothing I can do for you, Sarah. If I knew there was something I
Right.
could do for you, I would have done it. I would have been the
Right.
one to be there for you. So, take my wrench, make me feel bad. I don't feel bad about the wrench, but I did notice that you took notice of me.
Yeah.
And that is like, I
She
don't know.
probably doesn't even remember doing that.
I'm
You know,
sure
that's
she
what.
hasn't. That's the sad
Yeah.
part is that I noticed, but like 3 weeks
Right.
later, she's like, and she's online going,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. Like, what? What does it take to help
Right.
somebody on this planet? That when the first time people noticed she was getting high, I wanted to go on her panel and she ignored me. I was like, and she
Right.
always puts me on panel when I ask, always,
Yeah.
because she knows I'm not against her addiction. Even if you want to be a drug addict, go ahead, be the best drug addict you can be, and keep yourself alive while you're doing that. That's how I look at it. Like if you're going to be a drug addict, don't kill yourself. Just
Well,
do what you have to do. If that's all you have,
right.
seriously, I'm not the one.
Yeah, except there's just one problem. The point of it, the reason why addiction is a disease is that it does kill you. So, and you can never just be the best addict and not die
Right,
because it
right.
will kill you.
So I'm saying, I'm not the one that's going to enable you. I'm not
Right.
enable your addiction. If you
Yeah.
think you're so badass that and all these, and it was really clear that she defended people that were also in addiction.
That's correct. Yes.
Like we're not blind.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sarah, you know what I think she went live this morning, was it?
I don't think no, I don't think she did. I don't think she's
Was
been
it
live
yesterday
today.
morning then?
It was
Was it yesterday?
yesterday morning and yesterday afternoon.
Okay, I missed the afternoon one then. But in the
Good
morning,
thing, because it was 10 times worse than the morning. Maybe not 10,
oh,
but it was the worst we had ever heard her. It was the worst.
well, when she went live in the morning, she said something like, if I have to go live every minute of the day just to help my sobriety, I will. And I thought, well, then do that. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and do it. Like, I can't, if once someone gives me a wrench and then takes it away, I'm like, okay, then you don't want me to talk, obviously. I'm not going to
No.
talk about that. But I will talk other places and everywhere else about you. I'm not ashamed to do that. I
Right.
don't care. If you hear me talking,
Right.
you hear me talking. Because I'm not against you.
Right.
Are you
You're
crazy?
against.
Think how
Right.
how am I ever been? I've never said anything against her ever, not once, ever.
You cannot take anything an addict does personally. You just can't. You just can't. It's not
I,
about you, Dory. It's about the disease. She probably
right,
sat
but I
there
just
one
want
day
her
and
to notice
deleted.
that I noticed, and it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that she felt it was so important to her to take away my wrench because I wasn't enabling her.
Oh, that's true. Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Because I refuse to enable someone in active addiction. I refuse. I will not
Right.
chat. I will not acknowledge you. I will not do anything. I will not talk against you. You don't exist. But now I feel like only because you brought her up is that I can say why she doesn't exist in my eyes. I still watch her, still care. Hope she's
Yeah.
better one day. That's all I can say. But but she'll never see this. Why would she ever bother to come over to my channel? I don't throw money at people. I don't do those things. You know,
Did you see what Doodle said? She thinks Sarah takes the wrenches all at the same time. Like she just goes through and just blah hits.
well,
Like,
maybe she did, but I did notice this morning, Marty McFly said he
yeah,
was not.
yeah.
That was very significant. So I
That was
didn't know that she had gone live in the afternoon.
yesterday afternoon, I
Oh,
think, when Marty said that.
oh, maybe I thought it was morning.
Did you
But
watch? Oh, did you maybe watch? On Stable Masters clip? No, you didn't. Okay. I was
No, it
wondering, I
was
thought maybe you,
no, it was on a live, and he said,
oh,
"Well, okay, maybe it was a clip. I'm losing it."
yeah,
And
it
I
might have been.
saw him in the chat saying, "I'm done. Now I'm
Yeah,
done."
yeah,
Because I think he really held some hope there, and then he was done. But he may not be done. I mean, like people like have so much, they care so much around here. That's the problem.
yeah,
That's why I try not to, because especially if there's a lot of people in sobriety, I try not to care that much that they feel that they have another victim or on their something on their hands. Like people are going to make money if they have a good channel. That's just the way it is. And people are going to make money if they're sad. That's the way it is. That's what happens. But
yeah,
people are not going to make money if they abuse their supporters. And that's what happened to Marty. He got abused because he had some faith in what she was saying, and then he realized how stupid he was after.
yeah, yeah. And those people have to be accountable for themselves, right? They have to be like,
Well, look, they're not going to look. I'm just going to say something about those people that did support her financially. They're not responsible if she does die because she
no,
overdoses.
I mean, no, that's correct. Inevitably, if she dies, the disease killed her. That is the bottom line. You know
Right.
what helps and keeps it going is the main thing that anybody who wants to be helpful can do, and the worst thing you can do is not call her out on her bullshit. Okay, Sarah calls that drug shaming. It is not drug shaming. I don't mean, but if Sarah's up there, it doesn't even have to be just to her. As long as people are being honest about Sarah's lies, then it kills that part of the disease, right? Nothing sucks more to an addict than if you start not believing their lies and holding them accountable. It is like the worst thing you can do to an addict.
Right. It just fuels their fire. Because they have intelligence and they want to use that against you now and show you that they can get more money. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I kind of
Like,
missed that.
well, to shame them, because I would never shame anyone that's in drug addiction ever, but to shame them is a challenge to them. It's the worst thing you can do.
It's another thing for them to fight back on, right? So as an
Right. It
addict,
becomes a
as long as
challenge.
you, yep, keep giving me stuff that I can keep fighting against, that I can keep using in denial to keep me sick, right? And so,
Right.
and
But
one of the,
here's the thing. Like I've seen a few other people in recovering using it against her, and you're exactly right. That's what the result of that was. But they don't know because they're addicts in recovery. So
right,
they
and
don't
they're
really
manipulating just as much, right?
right.
So, and in Al-Anon, or I don't know if you remember this part in Al-Anon where they talk about dropping the rope. You don't, being with an addict is like a tug of war, and so you just got to let go of the rope and walk away, because then they don't
And
have
that's
any,
what I've always done. I've always let go of
yeah,
the rope. But
but
I
then they don't
have
have
seen
anything to
people
fight
die
for.
too. I have seen people die. And like
They do.
I did step in when Rev,
Yep.
when he was like kind of hitting, and he was starting to, talk about offing himself and ending his life and stuff. And I did step in then. That was years ago. And he was grateful that I did at that time. And I didn't tell him not to. What I did was tell him the story of my son and how he died. and he felt like I might have low key helped him from not doing what he thought he should do. So this is why people need to take it seriously when people say that they're at, you know, he may never have done it and he may still be an asshole, but does he deserve to die for it? I don't think so.
No, no one deserves to die.
Right.
But
Right.
I'm all about keeping assholes accountable and ghosting them.
Sure. Why not?
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of gray
Why not?
rock.
I never talked to him after that, and
Yeah.
he saw me. He always said, you know, like kind of like my son used to say to me that I was his biggest fan. And the thing is, it's okay for him to say that if it helps him get through the next day. It's okay for me.
Yeah.
I'll take that burden, you know. And I saw what people did to Doodle for taking that burden. That was awful, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, wild one. Yeah, you know, people really criticized Doodle and said some really terrible things about her that weren't true. Whatever.
I kind of miss the whole.
I didn't see it either because I wasn't involved, but I can just imagine.
We certainly don't have to talk about it, but I'm just saying I kind of missed that. Like I missed that part. I must have been, you know, somewhere else. But I do know. I see you, Doodle. I see you now. I love Bug.
See, I don't have to know the story to know that Doodle was cool, you know.
Yeah.
She was only helping when she thought she could. And people took it another way, and it was a stupid thing to say about her, whatever it was.
It's stupid to say anything bad about Doodle.
Right?
Listen, Dory, I have a serious question for you right now. Do you drink sweet tea or regular iced tea?
What do you call it? I drink tea with no sugar, none.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I just want to let you know that I think you're very normal for that. I am the same way. I don't understand the sweet tea thing. Okay, now I have another question for you. It's just as serious. Do you put your cornbread in the oven or do you fry it like a pancake?
Oh, I put it in the oven.
Me too. Me
Oh my God.
too.
What does this all mean?
Well, we were having a serious discussion about this. And so I put Doodle in the middle of it. And I bet you can imagine what Doodle's response was. Her response was, it depends. It depends on what I'm eating, which one I have. Excuse me.
Okay. Let me
So
just say something
very neutral, non picking a side kind of thing. Kind of describes Doodle in a nutshell.
Well, let me just say something about that because Doodle is from the South, right? Am I right about that?
Yes.
I'm not from the South, but I lived quite a few years down south.
Mm-hmm.
Also lived with someone from the South when I lived in Canada. And isn't the saying, if it isn't fried, it isn't food?
Well, that's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Southern saying. If it isn't,
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, if you don't like butter, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I'm all about fried food myself, but I've never done cornbread like that.
Well, we call those hush puppies.
Yeah, you're thinking of the deep fried. It was that's what they say up north, deep fried. I just say fried, but I mean deep fried. But they weren't rolling it into a ball like a hush puppy. They're making it like a pancake. I don't even know what you fry it in. Butter, I guess. I don't know.
No, they fry it in oil for sure.
They
fry everything in oil.
That's probably
all I know
true.
is that the most disgusting thing down south that they love so much.
Don't you say crawfish?
Yeah, that's it.
No, I love it.
And if they try to call it seafood, I know they're lying because the crawfish does not come from the sea. It's a
Well,
mud.
it in China it does come from the sea. Chinese crawfish taste like shit.
They all taste terrible. Come on.
No, no. If you
But I don't
grew
like
up on it,
watermelon either.
if you grew up on it, you would love it. Maybe, maybe not. It's delicious.
But she's saying it's good with beans. But what she's doing is making a corn sopa,
Oh,
which is a Mexican dish, not
oh, there
like
you
which
go.
is usually made with flour and served with beans.
There you
Is it
go.
sofa? Sofa? Whatever they call it.
So SOPH
A.
some A.
I think it's just SOPA. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. 100% sure.
I think that's right. Okay, Dory, I thank you for having me out today. I have to go celebrate
Thank you
Mr.
for
Sissy's
rescuing me. I was just beside myself. I really was. Thank
you were having a terrible time. You really
Yes.
were. And I hope
And
you
I
feel
figured I
better.
deserve to go live when I'm having a terrible time too, even though I have none of the things.
Well, yes, people don't always want to be around all of the things. That's for sure.
Right. Well,
Please, please practice working on. There's some lies you've got going on in your head that are just ugh.
No, they're not really lies. I'm just gonna say what they are like. I'm trying to guilt people into like loving me.
Oh, well, I want you to know that I appreciate your honesty. I really do. It's not going to work, but Tori, I'm just teasing with you. Listen, now that the kids are going to help you out, you can let a lot of that
Finally,
go.
I have been
Yeah.
trying. Because I'm not a very direct person sometimes, and I've been trying to get them to get involved, and they've been so busy, and having great things. The thing is that because so many great things have been happening in their lives, I didn't want to step on their toes, but they're finally I'm getting a little bit back. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad you have children that love you. You're very blessed.
It's a miracle. I'm serious. If you have children that love you, you are blessed.
You're doing something right.
Must have done something somewhere.
Something somewhere. Well, thank you so much, Dory, and I love you. And we'll try to promote your channel some more. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're sweet. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Hey, Doodle, I do come into Discord. In fact, if I don't shut it down, then everything that's said in Discord comes live on my channel if I'm live. So that was funny. It actually happened yesterday when I was live. So, if you want to talk to me in Discord, just say the word. I'm there. DM me. And thanks for everyone for listening. I literally have a record number of people in my live today just because I was a big crybaby. Okay, so bye to everyone, and I hope the AAA car meeting works out great for Mike. Wildman says, I like to change a saying, everyone, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. No, I couldn't make it happen. Make it in Indianapolis. It's, hey, any excuse is fine with me. And you were there. And goodbye for now. I might come live again later because I'm feeling the energy. I just really want people to participate and, stop complaining and start participating. Okay? And that's all I have to say right now. Bye for now.